thank you for joining us on this Wednesday. My name's Allie.
And I'm Vicki. Happy Hump Day.
And we are Knit the Books. In today's installment, we are talking about books we are currently reading. I am only currently reading 2 books.
I am only currently reading one book.
My contour. I did very stark contour today. Anyway. Well, I'll go ahead and get started since I have 2.
All right.
One of mine I am reading on my Kindle. It's called Stolen Beauty by Lori Lico Albanese, I assume. This is a historical fiction based in, I do believe it's World War II or during World War II, and it has an art aspect to it, so we know that I like it. So I'm going to, since this is the first time I've talked about the book, I'm pretty sure it's the first time I've talked about the book.
I'm pretty sure too.
I'm going to just read the Goodreads synopsis like I like to do, and then in the future I'll just kind of talk
Okay.
more about my thoughts about it, because I'm only about 2 chapters in, or maybe a chapter and a half, so I don't really have many thoughts yet. But from the dawn of the 20th century to the devastation of World War II, this exhilarating novel of love, war, art, and family gives voice to 2 extraordinary women and brings to life the true story behind the creation and near destruction of Gustav Klimt's most remarkable paintings. In the dazzling glitter of 1903 Vienna, Adele Bloch-Bauer, y'all know that I don't do well with names, so I apologize. Young, beautiful, brilliant, and Jewish meets painter Gustav Klimt. Wealthy in everything but freedom, Adele embraces Klimt's renegade genius as the 2 awaken to the erotic possibilities on the canvas and beyond. Though they enjoy a life where sex and art are just beginning to break through the facade of conventional society, the city is also exhibiting a disturbing increase in anti-Semitism as political hatred ferments in the shadows of Adele's coffee house afternoons and cultural salons. Nearly 40 years later, Adele's niece, Maria Altmann, is a newlywed when the Nazis invade Austria, and overnight her beloved Vienna becomes a war zone. When her husband is arrested and her family is forced out of their home, Maria must summon the courage and resilience that is her aunt's legacy if she is to survive and keep her family and their history alive. When Maria and her family escape the Nazi grip, what will become of the paintings that her aunt nearly sacrificed everything for, impeccably researched and a must-read for fans of Kristen Hanna's The Nightingale and Paula McLean's Circling the Sun, Stolen Beauty intertwines the tale of 2 remarkable women across more than 100 years. It juxtaposes passion and discovery against hatred and despair, and shines a light on our ability to love, to destroy, and above all, to endure. Like I said, I'm in the second chapter. I just finished the second chapter, and the first chapter is from Maria's point of view, and then the second chapter was from Adele's point of view. So I don't know if every chapter they're going to go back and forth, but the writing style is fine. I'm not really into it yet. It seems kind of literary, which I like, but those are harder for me to get into. I'm not usually... I have to be about halfway done before I'm like, okay, I want to pick this book up and want to read it all the time. So those are a little bit slower for me, but it's good so far. And I do like art and art history, and knowing that this one was something that was actually researched well, that makes me feel good about it. So I'm excited to get more into it. And I think once the art part comes in, I'll be more interested too, because right now we're doing the background, and sometimes that background isn't as interesting. So, what book are you reading?
I grabbed a couple off of Audible. The book I'm reading is by Danielle Steele, and it's called Rushing Waters. And I've read lots and lots of her books, but I actually don't remember ever seeing this one out anywhere. I'm sure I just missed it. But I'm just going to read the description. It is a little odd because it's a man narrator. And, it's kind of a different perspective on, I guess I'm not stereotyping, but I guess I wasn't thinking a romance reader would be more of I don't know what I thought, but it wasn't what I was expecting. But anyway, it's Danielle Steele fearlessly tackles a catastrophe and its aftermath with characters who are joined together by accident, then share their vulnerabilities, regrets, losses, and hopes. Hurricane Ophelia is bearing down on New York City, and in a matter of hours, 6 people, along with their families, friends, and millions of other New Yorkers living around them, will be caught up in the horrific flooding it unleashes. Ellen Wharton has flown into New York from London regardless of the weather and her husband's worry. The successful interior designer is intent on seeing her lively architect mother and has an important personal appointment to keep. But despite Ellen's urging, when the storm hit, 74-year-old Grace Madison refused to leave her Tribeca apartment in the midst of the evacuation zone, and they must eventually wade through chest-high water to the police boats outside. British investment banker Charles Williams is traveling on business, but is also eager to see his young daughters, who live with his beautiful estranged ex-wife in Soho. Desperate to see them, he checks the shelters where thousands have taken refuge and runs into Ellen and her mother. Juliette Dubose, a dedicated ER doctor, fights to save lives when the generators at her hospital fail. NYU students Peter Holbrook and Ben Weiss, living in a shabby downtown walk-up, are excited by the venture of the approaching hurricane, refuse to evacuate and settle in with junk food and beer until their building threatens to collapse, should they swim for it or not. A day of chaos takes its toll. Lives, belongings, and loved ones are swept away. Heroes are revealed as the city and New Yorkers struggle to face a natural disaster of epic proportions, and then the real challenge begins as the survivors face their futures with damage to repair and scars to heal. Keenly observed and brilliantly told, this is an unforgettable story that proves that while life can change in an instant, even the darkest storm can bring forth courage, resilience, unexpected joy into life, and it reminds us that nature at its purest is a powerful force nothing and no one can resist. It's good. I'm enjoying listening to it. The hurricane is done hit, so they are dealing with. They've got to go back. Ellen and her mom and their neighbor have gone back to look at their place, and actually, it talks in the book. It refers back to Hurricane Sandy and all the damage it did, and her mom's place was destroyed in it, and her neighbor and her mom's neighbor. But they both said this time that this was worse than that. So it's kind of her mom's 74, and she's worried about her mom and the rebuilding, and it's really good. I'm a sap for a good sappy book every once in a while, but that's all I'm currently listening to right now. What's your other one?
I started Bite by K.S. Merbeth. I assume that's how I pronounce her last name. This was recommended to me by my lovely husband Max. It is a book he read last year, and he thought that it was something that I would enjoy. It's like a post-apocalyptic, I guess, horror book. So it's completely out of my comfort zone, and sometimes when you're in a reading slump, which I think I'm in, going out of your comfort zone is good. I'm about 50 pages in. It's really good so far, though.
Oh, good.
I'll read the synopsis about it. Kid is trying to survive in a world gone mad, hungry, thirsty, and alone in a desert wasteland. She's picked up on the side of the road by Wolf, Dolly, Tank, and Pretty Boy, outlaws with big reputations and even bigger guns. But as they journey across the wild together, Kid learns that her newfound crew may not be the heroes she was hoping for. In a world that's lost its humanity, everyone has a bit of monster within them. We're following Kid. She's left where she used to live, and she's trying to find, I don't know, I don't remember why she left. She just left. It kind of starts with her coming across Wolf and Dolly, and they take her to a new town, and some stuff goes down, and they meet up with Pretty Boy and Tank, and now they're out driving, and not sure where they're going to end up going, but yeah, it's different, but in a good way, not different in a bad way. It's written well. The nicknames are funny, and they're pretty. Like, Dolly wears a blue wig and is apparently really beautiful, so she looks like a doll. And Pretty Boy is apparently really pretty, and Tank's this big guy, so it's
kind of their names describe
it's kind of like you feel like she could have maybe tried a little bit harder there, but I think it works, I guess. So, but that one, I had it up here to show you guys, or I had it somewhere, and I'm not sure where I put it. But I think that one, it won't take me long to finish.
Show it next time on DRAFTS.
Yeah, it's somewhere around here.
Yeah. I think when I leave here today, I'm going to go by. There's been a bunch of books come out that I'm interested in, so I think I'm going to run by the library and see if they're still open. and see what they've got on audio to get something, because I don't necessarily want to buy or use my credits all the time. So that's what my plans are for the afternoon. So you guys don't forget in the thread what you're reading, what's on your book stand. I don't even really know where I'm going next. There was a deal this morning on Miss Darcy.
Modern Mrs. Darcy.
Modern Mrs. Darcy. She had 3 wishes by the same author as Big Little Lies.
Leanne
yeah.
Mortuary or
Something like that. And the Audible was like $2.99, $3.99. So I grabbed it to listen to because I've enjoyed this one so much. And it seems like I've already read another one of hers anyway. There was something about the husband's secret or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be my next one if the library doesn't have anything.
I don't know what'll be next. I just want to get these 2 done, and then I'll go back to my list of stuff that I was supposed to have done in March that I haven't started yet.
That's okay.
It's okay. It'll get done. So we will see you guys Friday, where we're gonna talk about missing Richard Simmons again, and maybe some other podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see you guys in a couple days.
See you then. Bye bye.